Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Justin's Marketing Corner. Hey, in a previous episode, we talked with Karlan about his recent success as he had a $10 million month, and we talked about how he attributed that success to some of the seminars that he had been doing. And then I've also asked Karlan if he wouldn't mind sharing about his online presence and how that has helped him with his selling and his closing and stuff. And again, I can't stress the importance of coming out to one of our Art of Sellings or one of our selling academies. You get to hear Karlan like this for hours and hours and hours, and you can never get bored of it. He oozes wisdom and knowledge, and you come out to one of these. But again, for sake of time, we're only going to talk about Karlan's online presence. And Karlan, you had a case where a pretty high net worth client called you up and said, hey, I read a magazine or I read an article online about you, and can you just share your thoughts and what happened with that?
Yeah, this gentleman actually came in and brought a copy of the article that he printed off of the website, or actually off of Google searches. And it was where I was interviewed by a local newspaper. This particular paper, I think, was in Colorado Springs, as I recall correctly. And I just was reviewing some of the pension funds that are underfunded and how many pension funds are actually going out and buying annuities to get rid of the lifetime obligation of paying income for all their previous employees. Like recently, Federal Express bought, I think it was a $6 billion annuity, and they were going to cover 44,000 retirees with that annuity because and I say, why does Federal Express do that? Because they're in the package business, and the insurance companies who are going to provide the lifetime income are in the business of actuaries and managing risk in people's portfolios in their lives. So we transfer the risks to people for our health, our car, our home, and death. If we die, we can transfer longevity risk to insurance companies too, and that's what Federal Express just did, and a lot of corporations by buying annuities and replacing their demand for their pension funds having to pay all this monthly income. So I had done an article about that. This gentleman picked it up and he said, wow, that article was impressive. And all of a sudden it gave me stature that I didn't have before because it was a notable publication, a newspaper in the area that had interviewed me. And you can make that happen for yourself too. We can orchestrate those interviews for you wherever you live. So you get a little bit of media attention, and it elevates people in their mind about who you are. That's why I like doing radio ads also, because they hear your voice on the radio, and people will come to my seminars and they're like, oh, you're Karlan Tucker, I recognize your voice. And that doesn't hurt anything, right? So you do all these multiple prong approaches to it. But this guy came in and with the article, it made him feel good. We went through the normal presentation and we wrote up $2.5 million between fixed indexed annuities and managed money. And I could tell several things work for you. One is you want to dress well, right? You want to wear a smile on your face. You want to have a nice looking office from an image standpoint. And if you get some presence online, you've done a good job, because before they meet me, they've never met me, right? So how do they know if they want to come and meet me because they're scared they might be taken? Everybody's been burned. So they check you out online, right? And boy, if they're going to type in your name, you better type in your name and see what they're going to see about you. And it better be, number one, they better find you. If they don't find you at all on the internet, that already tells them that you're basically nobody. And you're either visible or invisible. And you can't be invisible and have people begin to say, okay, number one, I found you, because that wouldn't be possible. Number two, that I trust you. That's not possible either if you're invisible. And so I think that having a great visible presence online really helps before they've even met me. You know, I've mentioned before that when they come to my seminar, I'm studying all the sheet they filled out, so I get to know who they are before they even walk in the office. Well, they're already getting to know who I am before they probably even went to the seminar, because they want to see who is this guy that's inviting me, what's the company, and then if that was okay, then they go to the seminar, and then they, if they feel good about that, they'll book an appointment. But I would say very few individuals ever come in this office with an appointment without having first checked me out online, and because it's just what we do today. Yeah. You know, your sink is leaking when you get home from work, and you look underneath there and you got a puddle of water. You need a plumber. You don't know who to call, so what are you going to do? Plumbing, you know, whatever town you live in, and who pops up, and what are the ratings? What's the Better Business Bureau ratings, and so on. You need to be at the Better Business Bureau. You know, it's just anything that gives you some level of credibility, along with the professional look of your logo, the printed materials that you have, and all of that combined begins to build confidence in people. And then make yourself an appreciating asset with knowledge, so that you just are very confident in what you talk about. You're knowledgeable, and one of the best ways to do that is to read. I can give you my recommended reading list, and also come and visit with me. I'll train and show you everything that I do so you can have a similar success. I'm literally a river, not a reservoir. I'll share everything with you. And I just had my biggest month in my entire 37-year career, $10 million in a month. And you bet your bottom dollar, because you're going to ask this, am I going to do that again? You bet. I'll have additional months that I'll do $10 million. And I always had great success, but not like I am having now. So I got a lot of new stuff to share.
Yeah, excellent. Guys, if you haven't Googled yourself, do it, because people are Googling you. We've talked about it a lot, and we can help you get that online presence that will actually create trust and not doubt with your clients. So thank you again for tuning in to this episode. And as Karlan would always say, we wish you great selling.